Hello and welcome to the Bald Truth Review, episode 2, or as we've started to call it, Have I Got Some Truth For You? Now the first thing that's caught my eye these past few days is some breaking news about a chief inspector who's been suspended. Now we don't know much about this, but the question I want to ask is, could these rumours that it's something to do with a very famous drugs case in Jersey be true? These are just rumours, of course, but you know how they circulate in Jersey. Whatever the truth is, I'm sure the officer will be feeling really bugged. Well, let's talk about leaks now. And they've been in the news a lot recently, haven't they? Some people got very upset that someone, and now we don't know who, revealed that a former Home Affairs Minister told an assembly that he'd seen a report, a damning report, into former Police Chief Graham Power. And of course, as we found out due to this leak, the Home Affairs Minister could not have seen any report at all. But anyway, another very serious leak has happened. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's actually been a major leak at the States Chamber, and it could have huge implications. What this amounts to is rain coming through the roof, and it's very serious because it's gone straight into the State's coffee room. And the consequence of this is that many ministers and constables will now not be able to sit in there throughout debates without getting wet bottoms. So, as I say, it is very serious. Who's responsible? We don't know, but I'm told they're already pointing the finger at Citizens Media. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the ongoing saga of Leah Goodman. Now, hopefully you've been onto my website and all the other various Citizens Media sites and signed the petition. We've got more than 1,500 now, but we want to keep going. Anyway, a meeting that I'd organised finally took place this week. It was a three-way conference call between Leah Goodman herself in the US, immigration, and myself as the sort of impartial observer, if you like. Now, my feelings about the meeting were actually quite positive, because if what's being told to us is up front, and I'm willing to take the immigration officer's words that it is, we've hopefully found a way forward that will allow Miss Goodman to come back to Jersey via the UK without any problems. Of course, as they say, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. So what I've done is I've actually requested to have all this advice in black and white and copied into myself as well as Miss Goodman. So we shall see. They've told her she can actually get this permit, a writer's permit, which only exists in Jersey and Guernsey, doesn't exist in the UK at all, and actually request to stay here for up to 2 years. So hopefully that'll give her time to do a lot of digging, and we'll see some real solid journalism in Jersey at the end of it. Wouldn't that be nice? Another issue that I've really got to speak about was raised by Deputy Shona Pittman in the States, and this was the issue of Condor ferries. Now, if you're not aware of this, and you might not be because our media chose to ignore it for some reason, indeed in the Jersey Evening Pravda there was only a tiny little piece of about 2 inches. This was about Condor ferries exploiting Ukrainian seafarers, paying them £2.35 an hour to work very long hours indeed, very long days that would be completely unacceptable in Europe. Yet it's happening. The argument is, to justify this, coming from Condor, that the men are grateful because it's 4 times the salary they'd get back in Ukraine. Well, I'm sorry, I say that is not acceptable in the 21st century. And just as Deputy Shona Pittman said, the Minister for Economic Development really should be condemning this. Durats. Now, there's another issue we rarely can avoid speaking about on the Bald Truth Review. I was quite surprised this week to see a proposition being announced from the Home Affairs Minister, which will involve allowing Guernsey Durats to come and sit in Jersey. Fair enough, but will that be the answer to all the problems with the Durat system? No, Minister, it won't. The problem with our Durat system is, unlike a jury, you do not get a broad cross-section of society. You do not get poor people, rich people, black people, white people. Our Durats, I'm afraid, are made up of almost one class of person. Everyone knows everyone, and as I'll be talking about in a week or two, some people know others all too well. Now, I'm going to end on a very serious subject, because recently we've all seen headlines in the local media such as allegations without substance, and indeed we've seen this type of thing a lot, haven't we, since 2008 with Haute Le Garenne. So what hit the news this week with the Exposure documentary on ITV about Jimmy Savile must have sent a chill through many people's spines. Already we've heard a lot of people have come forward. What does this say to us? Because I wasn't there at the time, but when you look back, and it was quite clear from the documentary, people appear to have voiced these concerns and raised these concerns, but it seems like nothing was done because people were powerful. Now, because Jimmy Savile's not here to defend himself, but does that mean it should not be investigated? I don't think so. This should be a real wake-up call. We know that Jimmy Savile came to Haute Le Garenne. Has that been fully investigated? Will any more complaints come through? Indeed, only yesterday I saw an interview with the lawyer who's supporting many of the victims over here in their fight to get compensation and justice. He says this matter needs a full inquiry, so should we be arguing with him? I don't think we can afford to do that. Well, that's about it for this week. Hopefully I'll see you again next week.